Right, doing some tests. I think I might have to turn the audio down. Bear with me. Oh, thank you, Anne. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. That's so kind. How's little Sophie doing? Oh, Anne's got the most beautiful little chihuahuas. Chihuahua. Thank you very much, Willie. Right, I've turned the gain up. I think I might be a little bit loud. Let me know. I'm going to do a quick test. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Just do a quick feedback test. Get into the right channel. Right, here we go. Get into the right channel. Testing. Into the right channel. Testing. Okay, right. Little bit loud, but let me know if it's irritating and I will turn it. I'll turn it down a little bit. Right, thank you so much, Anne. You are so kind. Right, I've turned it down a bit. Okay, brilliant. So I've turned it down a little bit. How is everyone doing this Sunday evening? It's just gone 8 o'clock. Now, I'm going to cover this case again. I know I've done 3 streams on it, and I did say that I was going to leave it now until some more details came out. We're still waiting, as far as I'm aware, for the toxicology report on we're not even the dog yet, but we haven't had the toxicology on Gene and his wife, and we haven't had the official autopsy details. We've had bits and pieces, but we haven't had them either. So I was going to leave this until that came out, but there's a couple of reasons why I've jumped on tonight. Can just say again, welcome everyone coming in. A blanket hello. I'm going to get straight into it for the people that are watching on the replay. We've got the replay crew, and they want me to go straight into it and not talk to you all. So I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who is here watching me right now live. Thank you to our members. Thank you to Anne. Thank you to everyone for joining me. But I'm going to get straight into it tonight because there's quite a lot to cover. Okay. So I'm not looking at chat. I'm not being rude, but I'm not looking at chat. Okay, guys? Right. Okay. Now, there's 2 reasons why I've jumped on. The first reason is because a few days ago, I was browsing through some articles online about this case to see if we had any of the toxicology reports. And I came across this article and it basically said that the FBI, now I'm quoting here, okay? I'm quoting. I'm not saying this. It said, and I quote, that the FBI have raided the mansion and that they had found tunnels underneath the mansion and that there were dead bodies down there. So I sees this article on Google and I'm like, what the F? So I clicks it and it takes me through to a YouTube video. I'm like, right, okay, let's have a gander. Hold on. George is being naughty. Hold on. George. It's like a toddler. He's not getting my attention. One sec. What have you? Come here. Sorry, I was just calling out. AI, if you're watching, can you come and play with George? So, okay, so I goes through to this video and they're talking about these 701, and then one of them, the other one says 777, right? And they're saying that they found bodies, again, I'm quoting, under the mansion. And they said there was tunnels and there was pictures of like random tunnels and FBI. So I'm like, holy F, when did this happen? So I goes on the internet and I'm putting into Google tunnels, bodies at Gene Hackman and all this stuff, right? And I couldn't find anything. So I goes into DuckDuckGo, does a search, put my VPN on to the US. Maybe it's because I'm out of the country. George needs some attention. He's just been playing up for attention. He's been in your corner, pulling things out. He's pulled your new slippers out, look, in the box. He wants you to play with him. Sorry about this, guys. I'm trying to be very professional tonight. So go and play with Daddy. Go on. So, well, I'm getting distracted again. So I Googled it. I went into DuckDuckGo. I tried changing my VPN to like America. See whether that helped, didn't help. I couldn't find nothing on this, right? So, hi everyone coming. I'm sorry I'm not doing individual hellos, but I just want to get straight into tonight's show. So, thank you for being here, and thank you to everyone who's watching live. I do appreciate you guys, and big up the replay crew. So, I'm like, what's going on? So, I goes onto Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, puts it into there, and I can't find anything, any sources about these tunnels. So I puts it into YouTube, and a load of videos are coming up about tunnels and bodies and Gene Hackman's mansion. And I'm like, but where is it all coming from? Where is this coming from? So I goes through the comments, and there's actually people saying bullshit, fake news. So unless anybody else, we're going to watch one of these videos in a moment, and I'm going to give you commentary because obviously for fair use purposes. Now I've looked at all these videos. They're all from channels that use AI. They are clearly, in my opinion, making shit up. Now people can call me a conspiracy theorist all they want, but I don't blatantly lie. I don't lie. If there is something suspicious, like there has been with this case, I will find sources to state what I'm saying. I do not just make stuff up. So I'm calling out any channel that is posting this crap, because there are a family grieving here, and they're going to see this stuff. Some of them have got hundreds of thousands of views, all monetized, making money off this, and it is so wrong. I don't know about you guys, maybe I'm missing something, maybe there is proof of this out there. So my question is, if anyone has got any evidence other than a YouTube video with an AI voice telling us that there's tunnels and bodies underneath Gene Hackman's house mansion, if anyone's got any proof or even an article that talks about it other than these videos, please send it me. I would love to see it. I'll just pop my email address in, because maybe I'm wrong. Maybe, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. What have I missed? I've literally been on 5 minutes. So yeah, it's terrible, Linda. I'm just reading some of the comments here. So let's just have a quick gander. Linda, welcome. Linda, yeah, I think it's shocking. I think it's disgusting. Alan Edge, YouTube husband, free speech, my love. I can't wait to see you. MK Ultra's in the house, lovely jubbly. You've not missed anything. I'm literally talking about what we're going to be going through tonight. Grumpy Sappers here, Lee, LC. Right, okay, so I'm going to show you an example of what I'm talking about, okay? Right, just bear with me a sec. So George is in a really funny mood. He's usually asleep now, isn't he? Gizmo is, though. Little munchkin. Right, let me just get into YouTube. Right, hang on. Please hit the like, by the way, folks, if you enjoy this sort of content. It does help a lot. Helps the algorithm. Dislike if you don't like the content. But most people enjoy my deep dives. Okay. So I'm just having a quick look through YouTube now, okay, to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. Because now I wasn't even like, I didn't look for any of this. This came up on a Google search. I wasn't on YouTube. When I first seen it, I hadn't put tunnels in because I wasn't expecting it. It was just coming up, and it was linking me to these YouTube videos. Oh, my internet's frozen. What is going on with this internet? Honestly. Let me just get back into the chat a minute. Bear with me, guys. I'm just trying to sort this out. My internet's frozen. We got 58 people watching. Hello, everybody. If you're coming in, welcome, welcome. I hope you're all well. Just bear with me. I'm just trying to get into YouTube and get some of these videos up. I've got one here, but I just want to show you the amount of these videos there are. And I think that these people are going to end up getting sued. I really do, because there's just no evidence. You've got to have something. If you're going to talk about something like this, you've got to have something. That's like me sitting here and just coming out with all this crap, right? And expecting you, hi Nicola, yeah, mine is as well, and expecting you to believe it. You know, so I wouldn't do that. You know me. Hi, Amethyst. You know me, guys, right? I will sit here and I will cite sources. And no matter what I can find, I will bring you sources. They may not be 100%, but I'll say that they're not 100%. So I'm just going to give you an example. You should be able to see YouTube now. Okay. So this is just like a quick look at the tunnels thing. Hi, Julius. It is clickbait. It is pure clickbait, and it is trying to make money. And they are making big money. So I want to call out YouTube as well for this. YouTube are allowing this. So I think it was one of these two that came up on my internet. And there's one here, Gene Hackman exposed. Look, FBI found secret tunnel. Like, did they? And the channel's called Elon Musk Evolution. These are literally probably people sat in Indonesia or somewhere, random country somewhere. They're using AI. This is the one I've seen. 817,000 views. Look at this. This is from Hollywood Vibe.
A dark cloud hangs over Hollywood as the deaths of legendary actor Gene Hackman and his wife become the focus of a shocking mystery. It all started when the FBI raided his lavish $4 million mansion. What they expected was a routine investigation, but what they discovered sent shockwaves.
Now, this is just giving an example, right? I don't want to big up this. I think it's disgusting. And I really do hope that these people, hi Jan, hi everyone coming in, hi close to 7, to go. Okay, this is, I'm just giving you a really quick example. I'm not going to watch it all. Okay, hello my beautiful sister, I love you so much. So you can use AI. I've got no issue with using AI, right? I've used AI once. I might start using it on this channel. I don't know. Hi, Candice. The point is that they are making stuff up. They probably don't even speak English. Hi, how you doing, Jan, my love? I've never liked him. I've never liked Robin Williams. I've always had a sick feeling to my stomach about that man. Hi, Rach. And then the Peter Pan stuff, him with them kids, I was only about 12, 13, and I physically felt sick when I was a child. And him dressing up as a woman in Mrs. Doubtfire. I have always had an off feeling about that man. And I know a lot of people drop it tomorrow. I might have it. Really, Amethyst. Right, okay, so I'm going to get into the latest on this, but before we go down the rabbit holes with what the latest is, I just want to debunk this crap. All right, I'm going to debunk it. Hi, Steve. So let's just look at some of the crap they're coming out with. Okay, watch this.
Devices, meanwhile, had mechanisms so precise they required technology far beyond what existed in Hackman's time. And then they discovered a tunnel hidden in the darkness at the far end of the room.
Prove it. Prove that the FBI found a tunnel. Prove it. Where's your source? I'm calling out this channel Hollywood Vibe.
A passageway opened wide, its walls also etched with strange symbols, as if left by some unknown intelligence.
Right, okay.
A gentle
so they're
breeze
making out now that it's either a ghost or some sort of alien shit.
Through, carrying with it the damp chill of the subterranean air, signaling that the tunnel might extend deeper than anyone had imagined. While investigators painstakingly pieced together the mystery, the outside world waited with bated breath. Journalists raced to uncover the truth, and online forums exploded with wild theories. Could Hackman have been a secret scientist, a member of a secret society?
Right, okay, so he's saying that Hackman was a secret scientist and a member of a secret society. And again, I am going to give you actual updates after this, okay? I just wanted to do this because it was pissing me off. It's been pissing me off for days that they're getting away with this. This channel has got 817,000 views and a monetized, is making probably about 100 grand on this, and it's complete lies. And even if this channel gets shut down tomorrow, he's got away with it, and I think it's disgusting. So listen to some of these claims, folks. It's disgusting. It really is. And these are the channels that give us a bad name. We want to go down rabbit holes, but we want to discuss them together. Hi, Herman. We want to go through them together. We want to look at different bits of evidence and come to our own conclusion. These are the sort of channels that give us a bad name.
Or even someone hiding a secret beyond human understanding.
Right, so aliens,
the estate where he spent
beyond human understanding. Okay, so now they're trying to say that there's an alien living in his basement, basically.
His final years has been the subject of intense speculation, not only because of its enormous value, which can reach into the millions of dollars, but also because of the mystery that surrounds it. Hidden deep in a dense forest, Hackman's mansion was more than just a residence. It was more like a fortress designed to keep the outside world out. Towering stone walls and a sturdy steel gate were only the first line of defense.
Really, really basic editing as well here. There was evidence that the Fox News got hold of the affidavit for the warrant, the search warrant. They had to get a search warrant to go in the house. That is the only proof. I've already discussed that before, but what he's saying is absolutely untrue. And it is wrong. Imagine what the family are feeling. I'm not going to watch it all. We're going to listen to a little bit more so I can give you an idea of how bad this thing is.
Was a chilling discovery, a secret tunnel accidentally discovered during a recent renovation.
Terrible editing.
What's remarkable is that it's not a modern structure, but one that appears to have been there for decades, if not longer. The walls are reinforced with an unusually strong material.
Where's the video? All he's done is got photos of a mansion. It probably isn't even their mansion. He has got photos of a mansion, he, she, whatever, and putting photos of a mansion, talking over it in a serious voice and making up absolute lies. Now, if this was my family, I can't even begin to tell you how angry I would be. I might have it tomorrow. I'll check that in a minute, darling, because I'm going to get on to the second half of the show. I'm going to be updating you with real stuff.
Material, seemingly built to survive any challenge.
Hi,
or
Susan.
to hide something. Some experts believe that this isn't just an isolated passageway, but could be part of a vast network of tunnels connecting to other hidden locations or even secret bases. The FBI investigation became even more shocking when agents discovered the tunnel while investigating Hackman's suspicious death. Preliminary reports suggested that the structure could be a century old, suggesting a long-ago secret operation. Some theorized that it led to a fortified room that housed top-secret documents or items of immeasurable value. Others believed that it was part of an underground network for smuggling, espionage, or even a hiding place for prohibited goods during the Prohibition.
Right, so I've got that article. I'm going to show it shortly. Thank you, Tamara. The question is, though, what is Newsbreak? Is that a genuine news outlet? Let me have a quick look. Right, so Newsbreak, fact check. Okay, so they're fact checking it. Right, okay. So Snopes or Snopes are fact checking it. Oh, it wants me to download an app. I'm not downloading an app. Yeah, it wants me to download an app to get it fact checked. I'm not downloading an app. If anyone's got the article, well, I don't have to download anything unless you can find a way, Tamara. But yeah, they're fact checking it. What did they fact check it as? Was it fake?
Era. As they moved deeper into the dank hallway, Agents were struck by strange symbols carved into the stone.
Exactly, Julius. They will be sued. And this is the type of thing that is going to end up with people like me and you completely censored, because this is why Ofcom want to get involved in YouTube. I wondered why I got a notification for them. Not subscribed. Who these? They want to get the Ofcom look, in charge of YouTube in the UK, because that's who look after the media. That's the ombudsman, and this sort of shit that gets us into trouble. I just can't get my head around these lies.
Stone walls. Some of the symbols resembled ancient alchemical symbols, while others appeared.
Show us these symbols then, because this is just someone's random mansion.
To be some previously unknown code. Were these traces of their predecessors, or was Hackman himself obsessed with the occult?
Right, so
Hoarding goods secretly to providing a refuge from the outside world.
This is just shocking, folks. This is someone's family.
The more horrifying the scene becomes. Dozens of lifeless bodies lie scattered, their empty eyes staring into the endless darkness. Who did this? And why does this tunnel seem to have no end? Amid the eerie silence, a sudden sound rings out ahead, a cold laugh echoing off the damp stone walls. Someone or something is still here. Have they just stumbled into...
So they're saying there's a ghost down there, and it's shocking. It is shocking. So this is just a quick example. So it's got this channel has got 20,000 subs, right? And this video has got what was it, 817,000. It's got 56. I doubt there's 56,000 people have liked this. So I'm just looking at some of the comments here. He's probably deleted a lot of them. Let me just... What's the matter, George? George, go to Daddy. Go to Daddy. We'll go to newest first, because it's quick. They haven't got a chance to delete them straight away. So this is about someone, lying assholes, effing liar. This is just about 3 sentences repeating 49 different ways, and there's no mention of 701. Clickbait. Okay, so the people are calling it out, right? But the point is that they are going to get away with this. They are going to get away with it because YouTube are allowing this. They're allowing people to get away with this, and it is wrong. So let me just come out of that a sec. Hold on. And I'll show you. I'll just give you an example of the amount of channels that are covering this outer tosh. Now, for those people that say that I make stuff up and do stuff for views and all this crap, if that were the case, I would have been all over this shit days ago, and I would have made videos on it. But did I? No. I'm actually doing a live stream debunking it. So yeah, we go. What really happened? They're saying that he was Illuminati. Look at this, guys. He was a psychopath. This one's got 1.3 million views. They are making hundreds and hundreds of thousands of pounds off lies. They're going to get YouTube completely censored wrongly. Yeah, look, new footage of the tunnel. Look at this, guys. Look at this. He was psycho. Another one, tunnels, a pile of dead bodies. He was a psychopath. Another one, truth revealed. His daughter unmasks the real reason behind his divorce. Hackman's daughter confessed. It just goes on and on and on. And I just think it's pretty shocking that they're allowed to get away with this. Look at it. There's our stream, look. And if you look there, there's no sensationalism. There's nothing about dead bodies and tunnels. It is respectful. Look at there's ours there. That's us. Look at all this. I picked nice pictures of them. not nasty pictures. It just goes on. 762. Is he even human, this one? It's bad. If that was my family, 799 bodies, they're using Tucker Carlson on the front, look, to make out that Tucker Carlson has come out with this. I'd like to know what YouTube are going to do about this and stop it, because it is, look at it. He was a maniac. It's wrong. It is wrong. Right, let me get back into chat. I had to, sorry about getting on my soapbox there, folks, but that has been bugging me for a while now. It doesn't help with Randy Quaid on X saying he sees. Yeah, the thing is, he could be right. You see, he could have been. He could have been. And the thing is, the difference being with Randy Quaid is he's giving an opinion, right? And he could well be right tomorrow, but these channels are actually making content and saying it as fact, and they're making a lot of money, a hell of a lot of money from this. I agree, Daz. So personally, for me, I think that YouTube should be kicking them channels out. I'll be contacting them and saying, why do you allow this? And it's just going to take one of the family members to sue YouTube for allowing that, and it will all be censored. And it's finding that fine line between allowing freedom of speech and discussion, and looking at, I agree, MK Ultra. I'm not saying that this case is cut and dry whatsoever. There is a lot of weird stuff, and I'm going to go into the latest because there has been some more details come out. So I do want to discuss that. And thank you to Brumvix for sending one of them through as well. But I had to start with that. And they've been see, the thing is, being fact checked by Snopes, or whatever it's called, doesn't really help, because they fact check everything. I think George wants my attention. He's like a toddler. He plays up unless he gets my attention. Can you hear Gizmo? Or he's usually asleep. Right, so let's have a quick look. Right, okay, I found a website that is fact checking it. Now, again, the fact checkers are all corrupt. They're all paid. So, me saying that this has been fact checked isn't very helpful. I wish Al would come and take George. If Jack gets too bad as well, I have to go. He's coughing, so he has been quite poorly. So I won't be on for too long. Okay, so here we go. Now you should be able to see this now. Yeah. I know he wants the attention. He's usually asleep, Jan, but it's not this time. So you put it into Google, Yahoo Entertainment, it comes up with fact check, rumor of secret tunnel filled with dead bodies under the home doesn't add up. Okay, so you go down here and claim a 701 bodies false. A rumor that the FBI was investigating a hidden tunnel. Users shared the rumor on social media, on X. Now, I haven't seen anything on X. I have looked on X for this. Nothing. TikTok, I don't know. Threads, I haven't seen any of this. I've only seen it on YouTube. It appears to have originated in a YouTube video posted by a channel called The Ultimate Discovery. The video, which has accumulated more than 800,000 views as of writing, this was 4 days ago. It's well over 1 million now. Prompted Snopes readers to reach out about the veracity of the claim. No evidence to support this. No credible news outlet has reported on it. Exactly what I've said. And again, I don't trust the fact checkers, obviously, but from my own bit of digging, I've been spent a couple of days on this, folks. I was always planning on streaming this tonight anyway. There's no evidence of it. So I'm going to call fake news unless anything else comes up. But what I will say is this case is not cut and shut. There is a lot of weirdness going on, and I've got quite a few updates for you tonight on the case. But I'm glad that I've got that out. Again, if anyone knows anything different to me, I am very happy to be proven wrong. Hi, Lucy. How you doing, my love? So no panels tonight. We're just going to go through the details and then get off. We'll go and watch a film with hubby. Right. Okay. I hope you're all well tonight, guys. Thank you to our members. Really appreciate you. So one of the first things that came out this week that was really high. Terry Knowles band again. Hang on, little one. Just hold on a minute, folks. I just need to just talk to Jack a sec. Hang on. Sorry, guys, I'm back. Trying to get hold of Al because I think George needs a wee and he's not responding. Hi, Carlos. How you doing? So the first new gizmo. The first weird thing, right? I'm hoping that Al's going to come and take George out for a wee because obviously I can't. The first weird thing that we noticed was, can you go and get Daddy, please, to go and take George out for a wee? Oh, there you are. You need a wee. You need a wee. Okay, the first thing that we've noticed is that the family, the children have been left with no money in the will. Now, this is really, really bizarre. Okay, I don't know why, but we're going to get into that in a moment. But I'm just going to hang on. Just bear with me. I've got to grab the article up. Okay, right. Please hit the like, guys, if you enjoy the content. It does help the channel and it's free. James says, I've also been reporting these channels. I always report them for misinformation. Always. It's wrong. Hi, Gina. It is wrong. Did Daddy take you out for a wee wee? Where's Daddy? Where is he, George? Daddy. Where's he gone? He was just there. Thanks, Jan. Yeah, I've been reporting for misinformation. Where's he gone? Honestly, I call Al the ninja. He's there 1 minute, gone the next. Oh no, hang on. Are you going to take George out for wee wee? Are you taking George out? Oh my God. Fucking deaf. Right, is he now? I didn't know that. You didn't say anything. Right, that was painful. It's really, guys, I live with two autistic people. They either don't listen or don't hear you. They're in their own world. And it does get quite frustrating at times, but I love them both to bits, which is quite lucky, really. Okay, not only it's crap, it's also misdirection. It's wrong because then when people like us actually cover this with, you know, talking about different hypotheses and whatnot, then you can then it makes people like us look nuts or look like liars. So it is doing more damage in other ways as well. So, for example, this article is on the BBC. So I will only use real articles. I won't just sit here and make stuff up. So this was a couple of days ago. The Hackman's children are not named in the actor's will. Now the estate, they've worked it out. It is $80 million, $80 million, and he has left his children out the will. Now this came out, like I say, yesterday, a day or two ago. So this is definitely worthy of discussing on here. So we've now done the debunking. We're now going to look at what we do know. So the will of legendary actor Gene Hackman has been released, but uncertainty lingers over his $80 million, 62 million pound fortune. The two-time Academy Award winner left his entire estate to his wife of 30 years. So he left it to her. This is bizarre. Betsy, but she was found dead alongside her husband. Now, the whole death thing, I'm going to get into some weirdness in a minute about that. It gets weirder. But you did, Lucy. Thank you, love. Now, Brum Vixen as well. Brum Vixen put me onto this. Thank you. Not this, but something similar. So, again, the death doesn't add up. You know, this rat business, like we had to watch it twice, didn't we, live the press conference, because my brain wasn't absorbing the utter tosh that they were coming out with. The rat in the kitchen, in the bathroom disease. I'm sorry, but that is just, in my opinion, not true. Really bizarre. I think they were both bumped off. I'm not going to lie. That's my opinion. Unless I see something different, I don't believe the official thing. Do I believe there's bodies under there and all that shit? No. That is just absolute lies to make money, and it is wrong. So, yeah, they tried to say, did he have a wee, did he? Hang on a sec. Did George move to Norway? Did George have a wee? Yeah. I knew when he did a wee, the way he was dancing around the door. It's cold, isn't it? It's freezing here. Hi, Giddy Keepers. Good to see you. So, legal experts have now said that because authorities say that Betsy died, now this is another thing that doesn't make sense, but we'll get into that in a moment, died 7 days before her husband, his children could now potentially inherit the fortune despite not being named in the will. Because, hi Dan, because she died a week before, right? But we'll get into that in a minute, because we've also found out that there's lies there as well. This gets worse, folks. It is so bizarre. 37 likes, guys. I've just hit my own like. I forgot to earlier. Hit the like, please. Dave, you won a membership, Dave. Welcome back. So, 3 children with his late ex-wife. I do think we need to go down that rabbit hole. I don't know anything about the family, but I do think that's worth looking at. Don't know about you guys. The 3 children, you got Faye, to his ex-wife, Faye Maltese. I know, thank you, Amethyst. I know nothing about his ex, so if you want me to, I think we should have a quick gander at another day what's going on. Christopher, 65, so his wife was the same age as his eldest son. Elizabeth, 62, and Leslie, 58, have not commented publicly on the matter. Okay. So, legal documents. It says this story may have some upsetting details. Okay, so if you don't want to listen, then mute now, or go away now. But don't forget to come back. Legal documents said with the BBC show that Hackman named his sole beneficiary in 1995, with the last update to the will in 2005 to his wife. That, to me, doesn't seem right. So when he married her, he left her everything in the will. There's the article we're looking at right now. And then 10 years later, a decade later, he updated it with more of her in the will. Nothing about his children. Oh, hang on. So, goes on. So the California attorney, Trey Lavelle, tells the BBC the estate could default to them under succession laws as long as there was no other beneficiary named. Now, this to me is looking more and more like she was bumped off. And I'll tell you why I think that could be possible. Again, it's just a speculation. This isn't fact. This is my thinking. Now, he's 95 years old. So he's well past his sell-by date. He could go at any point. She's going to get $80 million. But if she dies before him, a week before him, it can go elsewhere. Now, if she hadn't died and he had died, she would have got the money. And then she would have left the money in her will to whoever she wanted. Therefore, the children wouldn't have a hope in hell of getting their dirty mitts on the money. But because she's gone first, now they can try and claim the will. This is looking more and more dodgy every single day. Really, really dodgy. So the estate will actually be probated in accordance with the intestate succession laws, and the children would be lawfully next in line. Yeah, did the kids bumper off? I think so, Gina. They would also need to prove that the will is invalid because Betsy died before him. Now, they're saying that she died from this rare virus that you can't catch from animals. Anyway, it's insanity. I feel stupid even saying this. Now, she died from some rat virus that humans apparently can't catch. And it's like a really bad flu. It's like having a really, really bad flu, and you know, you're ill for days. It's like anyone could die of a bad flu or pneumonia. You know, you can die from it. It's not very common. It's not uncommon. It's rare. The couple were found dead in separate rooms of their home after the security guard conducted a welfare check. And we know there was 2 separate phone calls, 2 911 calls from the same person that were different to each other. That doesn't make any sense. What's the matter, Gizmo? They're hanging around again now. What's the matter? Because Mummy's not giving you any attention. Go and play with Daddy. Where are we now? Right. Betsy was found in the bathroom with pills scattered. The pill thing as well. This was prescription pills. While Hackman was in the back of the house wearing sweatpants and slippers, his cane and sunglasses beside him. Officials determined that he died 7 days after his wife due to severe heart disease, with advanced Alzheimer's listed as a contributing factor. Authorities initially deemed the scene suspicious, but later ruled out foul play. This is where it comes into the question is, they were suspicious. What changed? Did someone bung them some money and say that, you know, this can't be foul play, okay? You got to come up with something. Here's a bit of, you know, a bit of dosh. Again, I'm just speculating. I'm not saying that this is fact. I'm not putting a video out with 1 million views saying this is all fact. I'm speculating, and I'm only leading to that speculation because of this. But it gets even worse, and I'll tell you in a minute. So now this is another weird thing. Betsy left her will to him with the provision that if they died, listen to this, if they died within 90 days of each other, her estate would go to a trust and later be donated to charity after covering medical expenses. Yeah, she sure did have a will. I don't think she had any children, but I'll double check that, Lucy. So, and this is in the, but guys, this is a BBC article. Now, whether you believe them or not, that they've actually obtained the actual, you know, the documents from the lawyer. This isn't some spin website. This is from the BBC. I've linked the article already. So they die within 90 days of each other, and she gets the money, it goes to charity. there is something. I've always felt this was off. The Liam Payne was off as well. I think we should go down that rabbit hole. His autopsy was very, very concerning. I think it's something we should go down. Wasn't she gorgeous? So Hackman has in the past discussed his relationship with his children. Yes, Lee, the BBC are fake news, but what I'm talking about is when it comes to stuff like this, if some random made up website said that they'd seen documents from the lawyer, the estate's lawyer, I would be questioning it. But the BBC are not going to say that they've seen legal papers if they haven't. Do you know what I mean? So this is what he said about his children in 1989. Sorry. You become very selfish as an actor. He told the New York Times in 89. Even though I had a family, I took jobs that would separate us for 3 or 4 months at a time. The temptations in that, the money and recognition, it was too much for the poor boy in me. So in other words, he was playing away, spending loads of money, and he couldn't help it because he would come from a poor background. In another interview, Hackman talked about the difficulty of his children had growing up with a parent who was constantly in the spotlight. It's tough being the son or daughter of a celebrity, he told the Irish Independent in 2000. I couldn't always be home with them when they were growing up, and then living in California, they had my success always hanging over their heads. His daughters and granddaughter expressed deep affection for him after passing. Doesn't mention his son, though, does it? His 65-year-old son. He was loved and admired by millions around the world for his brilliant acting career, but to us, he was just dad and grandpa. We will miss him sorely and are devastated by the loss. That was his daughters. So he had 2 daughters and a son. So that there is dodgy. So she has a will, he has a will, and it goes to each other. And the next thing, I can't stop yawning now. I'm going to have a little bit of this Coke. Drink Coke before the start. I'm just a bit of caffeine. It gets even weirder. So there has to be, for whatever reason, a week between them dying to get the money. Okay. Now, this is another extremely weird. It gets weirder. Okay. Right, let me just try and find a better article than that. Just give me a sec, folks. I have it all lined up, ready to go, but they're all in my emails, so I've just got to go through and get an article with quite a bit of information. Right, this is in the Sun, but it is in a lot of places. It's in the Mirror, the Sun, the Express. It's everywhere, okay? This is everywhere, so it's not just in one random place. Right, let's get this up now. Where's the article gone? Can't find it. Sorry about the button pressing. I know it must get really annoying. When I'm on my desk, it won't do that because I'll be on a separate... Oh, it's the wrong one. Hold on a sec. There it is. Right. Okay. I got it in the end. Okay. So I know it's in the Sun, but it's in loads of publications in the UK and the US. Now, this came out yesterday today. Brum Vixen first sent me this, and then I found it as well. So this is a bombshell. This is a fresh twist, guys. Apparently, now they're saying that she died on the 11th of February, right? They're saying, and you know, you can look back through my lives. This is what they said, that she died on the 11th of February. She was seen out going to get her. She went to pick up the dog, didn't she? And then she went to the chemist to go and pick up whatever. Now, her doctor, a doctor, has claimed that she called him on the 12th, 24 hours after the police officers officially said she died. You could not make this up, guys, right? So now they've given her, they gave in that press conference, officially, she died on the 11th. That's what they're saying, right? She went and picked up the dog. She was caught on CCTV. She picked up the pooch. She went to the chemist, went to the farmer's market, was the actual words. Then she went home. And then she died. But this doctor called Dr. Josiah Child, he's also raised questions over Betsy's cause of death. This is not going away. Oh, you still like them, dear? But I bet people getting annoyed though. There's only you, I think. It would do my head in if it was me. But I know you like them. So we've got the 911 call again. I might listen to that in a minute. See which version we get today then. So a doctor claims that Jean Hackman's wife called him 24 hours after officers said she died, casting more mystery over the couple's deaths. She's a ghost. Betsy was found to have passed on the 11th from a rare rodent disease. Don't forget that the rodents don't pass it on, according to them, what they said in that press conference, a week before her Oscar-winning husband passed. Hopefully it's recorded, yeah. So there she is with, I don't know which one's that. Is that Bear? One of the dogs, Bear or Nikita. They were crosses as well. She was really beautiful. Okay, that was a really bizarre press conference. You remember that, guys? If you were here, we had to watch it twice because I couldn't quite get over it. So there's the estate. It's telling you whereabouts they are. There's a map there of New Mexico, Santa Fe, where it is, and that's where it is in the good old US of A. So, but former emergency care specialist and runner, what's the matter, George? I don't know what's wrong with these pups. They're just staring at me. They must want mummy. Former emergency care specialist and runner of Cloudberry Health. They're usually asleep now as well, aren't they? I'm glad they're not asleep though. In Santa Fe. So he runs a health centre and he's an emergency care specialist. Dr. Josiah Child claims that Betsy couldn't have died on February the 11th because she called my clinic on the 12th. Hi, Bridget. He told the gorgeous. He told the Mail that Betsy called him a couple of weeks before her death to ask about getting an echocardiogram heart scan for her husband. So a couple of weeks before they died, she rang him up. Well, they usually go to bed later than this. They usually stay up with me and watch telly for a bit. But if they go to sleep now, then they don't go to bed with me. So I'm glad they're awake, but I don't quite know what's the matter. You want mummy's attention. So Child said that Betsy was not a patient of his, but one of his patients had recommended Cloudberry to her. Okay. He said she made an appointment for herself on the 12th of February. It was something unrelated to anything respiratory. So she rang him up on the 12th and didn't even talk about this so-called rodent disease. George, what are you doing, love? Where's Daddy? The plot thickens, guys. So after and just 2 days before she was due to see him on the 12th, she cancelled her appointment because her husband wasn't very well. The appointment wasn't for anything related to hantavirus. We tried calling her a couple of times with no reply. Hantavirus spreads when exposed to rodents' urine, dropping, and saliva. I can't imagine how much, like, they are literally making up that anybody with a rat in the house is going to breathe in this stuff and die. It is so rare. Not all rats carry it. You've then got to find a rat that carries it that's going to wee and poo in your house, and then you've got to go and touch the said wee and poo. You know, oh, there's Gizmo. George, come and sit with Mummy and watch telly. I'll put some cartoons on for you if you want. So this Dr. Child has raised questions over her cause of death, linking the mysterious phone call to the doctor's office and how she sounded on the phone. Child said he is not a hantavirus expert, but most patients who have had that diagnosis die in hospital. He said, it is surprising that Mrs. Hackman spoke to my office on the phone on the 10th of February, the day before they're saying that she died, and again on the 12th of February, the day after they said she died, and didn't appear in respiratory distress. But Dr. Child isn't the only one confused over Betsy's hantavirus diagnosis. Betsy's Oscar-winning husband Hackman, who was suffering from advanced Alzheimer's, was alone in the house for days, well, they're saying a week, following his wife's death. It is possible that he did not know of Betsy's body in the bathroom. He died on February the 18th. They shouldn't say that because that's what they think happened. His last signal from the pacemaker was recorded. Well, they said the last signal was the 17th. They've changed it to the 18th now. I thought it was leptospirosis. Is that what it is? Is that because I googled it and apparently it's a different disease? Because I've stopped my dogs from being vaccinated against that because Gizmo nearly died from it, from that vaccination. Did a bit of research and it's causing death in dogs, and it is so rare. And there are 200 known strains in the UK, and their vaccine only covers for 4. So you're putting your dogs at risk, and you're only covering 4 from 200. So me and Al decided, after Gizmo nearly died from his, that George wasn't to have it, and Gizmo was having no more going forward. And the vet said to me that it comes from rats' urine. But when I Googled it to see whether it was the same as the hantavirus, the Google said no, they're 2 different things, but they both come from rodent, not just rats, any rodent wee. So I'm just drinking some more lime cola. Very nice. Right. Real Coke as well. The medical examiner ruled his cause of death as hypersensitive and, oh my God, I can't read that, atherosclerotic, that's wrong, cardiac disease, and noted that his Alzheimer's will have played a significant role. So he didn't die of Alzheimer's, he died of heart disease. He tested negative for hantavirus. Neither body was found until the 26th of February when a neighbourhood caretaker called 911. Now, they said it was an extermination thing. The couple were extremely private in their final years, living in a cul-de-sac in their gated community. Hackman is survived by 2 daughters and a son from previous marriage. I don't think she had any children. She looks really good. Oh, that was in 2001, so she would look good there. So this case gets weirder and weirder. So if the officials have got the day wrong when she died, then how do we know what else they've got wrong. They even got the dog wrong. It doesn't make any sense. Now, there is I'm having a quick look through what else has come out. Those are the two main things: leaving the children out of the will and it being thrown up in the air that she didn't die when they said. But there's another story here, and apologies again for the ads. We've been going for 1 hour, so I want to keep this to an hour and a half because I've got stuff to do and I want to watch a movie with the hubby. But let's keep going. Let's keep going. So this one here, again, apologies for the ads. I do my head in two. Gene Hackman, wife bombshell. As doctor says, the cause of death is near impossible. What have we been saying from day one, folks? From day one, it makes no sense. She wasn't even ill. Huge new questions. This is from today. This is all brand new today. Huge new questions are emerging over the Gene Hackman beloved wife Betsy's tragic death. I genuinely am starting to see more and more evidence that she was bumped off. I don't know about you guys. You know, that's just my opinion, which at the moment we're allowed to give. The mystery surrounding his wife's death is getting murkier, with witnesses saying they saw her walking in town on the day of her death. You couldn't make this up, guys. So they're saying she died on the 11th. She was walking around. How you doing, Bridget, my love? An autopsy saying she died on the 11th. She was confirmed to have died on the 11th from a rare rat-borne disease, hantavirus, after she was found dead on the bathroom floor, surrounded by pills. Hi, Kaz. Is Lucy going? No night, Luce. Love you lots, darling. God bless. Oh, I love him. I love Panther. So now questions are being raised over the autopsy result. Oh, yeah, this is another thing you guys I haven't covered yet. Sorry. There's another thing I haven't covered. Do you know what else is happening? I'm going to confirm it in a moment by a news article, but I'm going to tell you now. They are blocking the autopsy from going public, which is why we haven't got it yet. I shit you not. Questions are being raised over the autopsy results that we're not allowed to see, as a doctor has claimed that Betsy rang him on the 12th, the day after she said she's said to have died. Not only that, witnesses in Santa Fe saw Betsy healthy and running around on the 11th, visiting a chemist, a pet food store, and a supermarket, which is up here before. So she went and picked the dog up as well. Is that it? No. An LA-based doctor has also shared his skepticism over Betsy's cause of death being hantavirus, which causes major respiratory issues and would have left her seriously ill for days before her death. Now, another thing I want to say quickly before we carry on is, if you remember when they were reading out that press conference and they were saying that that she tested positive for that. Testing positive for that surely wouldn't mean that killed her, because the question remained, was there damage to her respiratory system from that? Because you can actually be carrying something and not have any symptoms. You can be asymptomatic. They're going by her carrying that alone, just her carrying that disease. One, she could have been a carrier and didn't have any symptoms. Two, it could have been that she hadn't, because viruses, when they get into your body, when they get into your body, you don't show any signs straight away. So it takes like 3 to 5 days for the symptoms to come on, the incubation period. So for all we know, she'd contracted it. She hadn't even got ill yet. And that wasn't what killed her. They're saying that because she tested positive for that virus, that is what caused her death. but they won't release the autopsy. Is that because the autopsy will show that the lungs weren't damaged? Now, if that had killed her, her lungs would show obvious, you know, damage. What, not even scarring, because it'll be fresh damage. Why don't they want the autopsy released? But we'll get into that in a moment. This is getting weirder and weirder. So an LA-based doctor shared his skepticism over the cause being hantavirus. Because surely just by testing positive for something doesn't mean that killed you. It's like saying, it's like someone broke their leg, but then they get run over. Well, he's got a broken leg, so that's what killed him. Well, no, the car killed him. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's just ridiculous. Anyway, it causes major respiratory illness, and it would have left her seriously ill. They told the Mail on Sunday that medical professionals are all scratching their heads. Hi, Bailey's wig is more then. Hi, Bailey. How are you, lovely? Oh, I'm not subbed to you. I've just subbed again. How you doing, sweetheart? So, medical professionals are all scratching their heads over the hantavirus as the cause of death. Good to hear, darling. Respiratory failure is not sudden. It is something that worsens over several days, like pneumonia. Most people get admitted to the ER because they are having trouble breathing. It's exceedingly rare for a healthy 65-year-old, seemingly healthy 65-year-old, to drop dead. In fact, no one's heard of such a thing. Is there anything else? In a tragic finding, Jean died in a mudroom a week. This mudroom thing really done my head in. It talks about the dog also dead as well, which we know about. So not one case where somebody has contracted this disease and dropped dead from it. This just doesn't add up, does it? And like I said, we need to see the autopsy. We need to see whether the lungs were damaged. Because if the lungs were perfectly healthy, then testing positive for something doesn't mean that you actually were carrying the symptoms of it. So let me show you this article here. This is really, really bizarre. Okay, we're on the Guardian now. So guys, I use a number of sources. Okay, people go, oh, you're only using like the right wing media. Oh, you're only using the left wing. I use all sorts. Right. Okay, so you should be able to see this now. Let's check. Yeah. Okay. So that's the entrance with the name. Remember on the first 911 call? I don't know what it's called, even though I've just arrived here. Santa Fe Summit. Could you get it any clearer that that's where the address was? Bailey, have you been following this? Jean Hackman estate goes to court to prevent the release of the autopsy pictures. You couldn't make this up, guys. They now want to stop they're saying it's for the pictures. They want the details of the autopsy stopped from coming out. Again, this is unprecedented. I believe so, Bailey. Definitely her. Bailey agrees. Bailey, are you still in San Francisco? So what are people saying over in the US? So is that what they're saying as well? Fearing release of distressing material, listen to this, lawyers have petitioned a Santa Fe court to seal records to protect the family's right to privacy. This is even dodgier. Who is his estate? So all the money, the house, everything, lawyer. So it'll be like the family lawyer. They don't want the autopsy getting out there. Why? What is in that autopsy? And I'm going to stand by this again. The autopsy, in my opinion, will not show damage to the lungs. It will just show a positive blood test. it may also have the toxicology report may show that the pills are in there. It seems like people in the US don't care anymore, really. I think people over here are like that as well. It's everywhere. Some people just care, some people don't, you know. And us lot here, we do care. This every time I try and put this down, this case, right? I think, right, okay, that's it now. It can't get any weirder. And then I try and forget about it, and then something else will come up and something else, and it's just getting weirder and weirder and more weirder. I don't think the details of the will. See, I do, because they usually are. It's something that usually happens, Jane. So, first of all, he's a massive, massive star, and there's a lot of people, like, you think about it, it's the public who made him who he is, and he was a national treasure. And I think people have got a right in America to know. Now, the body cam footage, again, in America, you can get hold of that quite easily from the police. Now, they're trying to stop that now as well. Listen to this. A representative for the estate, gizmo snoring, a representative for the estate of actor Gene Hackman is seeking to block the public release of autopsy and investigative, I can't say that word, autopsy and investigative reports, especially photographs and police body camera video related to the recent deaths of Hackman and his wife Betsy after their partially mummified bodies were discovered at their New Mexico home. So they are doing everything they can to keep this quiet. To me, that makes it even worse. I'm just looking at the chat. Who's trimming the bush? You lot are so naughty. So authorities announced last week that he died at age 95 of heart disease from Alzheimer's. She died of a rare rodent-borne disease, even though you don't catch it from rodents. And his pacemaker last showed signs on the 18th. They said the 17th. And all my streams are public, so anyone can go back through and see all the articles and all the 911 calls. Everything is on those streams. So they start changing things around, changing dates, editing calls, and all that shizness. We've got the proof. It's all there. Right. Again, please hit the like if you're enjoying this content, or the dislike if you don't. Lets me know what you guys are enjoying. Hang on, how long have I been on now? Not going to be on much longer. 15 minutes. So they're saying that an abnormal heart rhythm on the day, he probably died that day. They weren't discovered till 26. Julia Peters, a representative for the estate, so that'll be like a lawyer. 49 likes. Please hit the like, guys. Urged a state district court in Santa Fe, hi Blackjack, to seal records in the cases to protect the family's right to privacy and grief under the 14th Amendment in the US Constitution, emphasizing even the possibly shocking nature of photographs and video in the investigation and potential for their dissemination by media. I don't think they should be showing the bodies. Okay. I think that showing people, oh, thank you, Amethyst. Showing the bodies and all that. They could blur that out. Yeah, they could blur it out. Oh, thank you, darling. Is that you in that picture? I've never seen you before, blimey. You're a hottie, aren't you, love? Oh, good night, Jan, sweetie. Good night, my love. Thanks for joining us the other night. Lucy's off as well. Good night, darling. Sweet dreams. God bless. So they've been urged to stop the photographs and the video. The request filed on Tuesday this week, also described the couple's discreet lifestyle after Hackman's retirement. The state capital is known as a refuge for celebrities, artists, and authors, and they lived very privately. New Mexico's open records law blocks public access to sensitive images, including depictions of people who have died, said Amanda Lavin, legal director at the not-profit New Mexico Foundation, blimey, for Open Government. That's a mouthful. Excuse me. Some medical information is also not considered public record under the State Inspection of Public Records Act. Now, if these laws are in place already, why are they having to go to court to get them enacted? Surely, if they're that bad, the court wouldn't show them anyway because of these laws. Why are they having to go and get this injunction on these details? Oh, that's nicely. Yeah, we'll be live again next week, Jan. I'm doing, I think it's crop circles next week. Crop circles, and we'll probably do a curious news. And I want to go down deep diving down other avenues as well, but I haven't decided yet. At the same time, the bulk of death investigations by law enforcement and autopsy reports by medical investigators are typically considered public records under state law to ensure government and transparency and accountability. Well, that's right, they could hide anything now. I do think it does infringe on transparency if the court were to prohibit release of all of the investigation records, including the autopsies. So this is, who's this? I don't know who this is. Lavin said, the whole idea of those records being available is to ensure that accountability in the same way those investigations are done. There is also a public health concern given that hantavirus was involved. Very, very true. They're saying this deadly rat disease is going around. Well, these people have got a right. I have got a drone. Well, it's Jack's, isn't it? She said the preemptive request to prevent the release on constitutional grounds is unusual. Are you listening to this, guys? I don't know if this is the judge. I don't know who this is, but look at this. That's worthy of a second read, that. She said the preemptive request, so they've requested it to prevent the release of government records on constitutional grounds is unusual. So they are having to spout the Constitution to try and stop this. What is in there? I think that all of this needs to come out. For the fact alone that they got the dog wrong, they've got the date of deaths wrong, they've put out 2 different 911 calls. It just, and the fact that doctors have all said that you can't die from that. So therefore, none of this adds up. None of it adds up. And if none of it adds up, then the last thing that we should be doing is censoring. That's how I feel about this. Oh. Maybe Bridget, but it's the people of the estate that are trying to stop it. It's the people in charge of his money. Now, the autopsy shows that she didn't die of hantavirus, that she only tested positive, but her lungs, for example, let's just say her lungs weren't damaged from it, then that would throw everything up, and that could potentially stop those children from contesting that will. Because if she's murdered, then that will isn't going anywhere. You couldn't make it up. Honestly, Alan Edge, YouTube husband, this is really, really dodgy. It is. Yeah, they were. This to me is dodgy as. And like I say, I don't want to keep talking about the same thing. I was very happy to put it down and move on. But then all of this weird stuff came up, and it was like, there's something else here going on. Right, what else have we got here? What's this? I just checking I haven't missed anything because I put a load of articles together. Right. Now, again, this is GB News, right? It is absolutely full of ads. So, my apologies. But I'm going to read through all the crap and look at this. Thank you, Amethyst. I appreciate that. I really do. Honestly, it's like sometimes I think, do people actually like really care about this stuff? Do you want me to cover it? You know, am I just doing it for nothing? And do you guys want me to cover something else? And then it's like, but then if you guys, when you say stuff like this, you know, like Amethyst says, brilliant covering that. I appreciate that. I really do. Because I think this is dodgy as. And like I say, I'm not doing what these channels are doing. Yeah, that's very true. That is Bridget. I'm not doing what all these channels are doing, just making stuff up and hoping for the best. That is not me. If everything's gone, it's gone. I don't want to talk. So, oh, there you go. There we go. So this is another weird thing today. Now we're talking about the funeral. Oh, thank you, Rach. I love doing them deep dives together with you. Grab a load of articles and then we just go through it all together. That's what I like doing. That's what I've been doing for donkey's years. Gene Hackman's funeral plans are now in chaos. Oh, thank you, Bridget. I appreciate that. As family member speaks out about significant, unexpected snag. So just about... Oh, thank you, darling. So just when we think there couldn't be anything more going on, what does his will state in case he outlives her? I thought it would go direct to charity. The daughter, the wife's would go to charity. I don't know. I don't honestly, I don't know, Jane. The other way, if she died, if he died before her, yeah, hang on, hers would go to charity if she died before him. But there's something about them dying within a week of each other that stops it going to charity. This is what I'm saying. There's something going on here. Thank you so much, Terry Knowles Band again. So it was about money in the end, says lovely jubbly new hobby. I agree. I agree. Oh, thank you, Terry Knowles Band again. So now the funeral hasn't been the funeral now, Bailey. All right. So Gene Hackman's funeral plans have now been thrown into disarray following the death of him and his wife. Autopsy results revealed that his wife died. They're now putting around the February 11th from hantavirus. Again, is there any damage to the lungs? We need to know. Because from infected rodent droppings, they're saying that he died a week later. Now, Hackman's nephew, Tim Hackman, revealed that the family had expected Betsy to handle the actor's funeral arrangements due to their 30-year age gap. Yeah, it's all fake. Blackjack, we covered that at the... Oh, guys, look. Oh, I want one. Order now. I'll be there. I'll be there ordering it. Watch after. Imagine that with the dogs. So the preparedness of it, that he would go first and that we would probably, maybe depending on whether it was Betsy had set up, would go down there and pay our condolences. So we thought they would just be going down there to the funeral, that they would never have to do the funeral ever. So this has like thrown everything in disarray. I bet Penny sees rabbit is trying to gets to the bottom of who had the last chocolate. Oh yeah, I do. I know, because sorry, completely distracted, even though it's not even a real rabbit. Oh. So it said the couple's death occurring just days apart has completely upended these plans. You see, this is his nephew saying this. Now, he's probably not involved in anything dodgy, if there's anything dodgy going on, if. So she was his primary caretaker during his later years from advanced Alzheimer's. Now, have you noticed that none of this come out before? There was nothing about Alzheimer's until his autopsy, where they said they found his Alzheimer's. Now with this, it significantly changes things, Tim added. I have no idea what. I'm assuming one of his kids will probably take over and plan. I don't know. It's still very, very early. Tim, whose father, Richard, was a stuntman for Jean. So if it's his nephew, then was his dad his brother? Expressed the family's shock at the situation. He had noted there had been no prior knowledge of any grave health concerns beyond Jean's advanced age. So the family didn't even, Julian Sands Blade Runner. That is one that I really want to get into as well, if you guys want me to. This channel covers anything weird and unexplained. It covers paranormal. It covers just bizarre stuff. It doesn't have to be paranormal. Anything that involves rabbit holes, we do on this channel. So none of the family, now this is very interesting, they knew nothing of his Alzheimer's. It says here he was old. I'm sure he had some health concerns. He was old, but nothing that was shared. So they never knew he had this heart problem. They never knew. Okay, Julius, take care. Good luck with your exam and come back and let us know how you get on. Good luck, mate. Authorities believe that Hackman was unable to comprehend his wife's death. I still say, I'm going to say this now, my opinion is, I'm forming the opinion, I'm not saying this is my end opinion, that she was bumped off and he died. I don't think he was bumped off. I think he died because he had no one to look after him. I think that she was bumped off. So they're saying that he was alone with his wife's body for a week. She wouldn't be mummified in that short amount of time either. So let's look at all the weirdness. You got the mummification, the fact there's no housekeepers or groundspeople for a week. Doesn't make any sense. None of his family knew about his Alzheimer's or his heart problem. We've got the 2 911 calls. One of them's clearly chopped up and faked because there's two. Two doesn't make any sense. They're the same person saying some of the same things, but it's been chopped up so that it says different things. They change things around from deceased to patient. Like, which is it? Is he alive? We don't know. The next call, are they dead? Yes, they're dead. So which is it? We've got her seen on camera and witnesses on the 11th wandering around shopping, and yet they're saying she died on the 11th. You got the dog that was supposed to be in a crate, then was in a cupboard, then it was loose in the room, then was back in a crate again. Now, if she didn't die on the 11th, that means that she hadn't just, when she picked the dog up, she wouldn't have left the dog in the crate that long locked in. His door would have been open. That doesn't make any sense. And you've got the prescription pills scouted around. Doesn't make any sense. None of this makes any sense. So they're saying that the post-mortem showed evidence of Alzheimer's. He was in a very poor state of health. He was unaware of even noticing what was going on. So his children are expected to take over the funeral plans. So there was another thing before we go that I wanted to touch on. Let me just see if I can find it now. They said what? He did yoga. They said Hackman did yoga and rode relay. Yeah, very true, Rachel. If it doesn't make sense, it's not true. There's going to be weird things in life. There's going to be coincidences, but there's only so many weird coincidences that you can take before you start asking questions. Now, another twist. There's a lot of twists tonight. Oh, no, it won't let me read it because it's a male. It's a male exclusive. Damn it. Let me just see if I can see anywhere else that's going to let me read this for free, because this is a good one. This story in the Mail, and they're charging you to read it. They've got someone to go on record that knows them to say that they point the finger at her for bumping him off, and it won't let me open it. Hold on. But let me just see if anybody else has covered it that doesn't charge. We're off. I think it's only gonna. It's a Daily Mail exclusive. Damn it! Oh, me back! Ow, me back! Right, so there's an article. I don't know if it will ever become free, but I'm not subscribing to the Daily Mail. But it basically says, it actually I can read the first line of it, and it says, a disturbing new theory of what really killed Gene Hackman as his close friend of more than 20 years points the finger at actor's devoted, in brackets, wife. So they want me to pay to read that, and I'm not doing that. So what's this here? Hang on a minute. Just one sec. Right, this is an interesting one. Okay, this is an interesting one. Look at this. Apparently, the maintenance man or the handyman or whatever they're now saying that found them, even though they said it was the very first report said that it was a pest control person. Do you remember that? That's changed as well now. That's gone out the window. An hour and a half. Right, look at this. Okay. Gene Hackman's handyman claims that he tried to convince people that the actor and wife could be in danger days before their deaths. Jesse Kessler and Roland Lowe Begay were the two workers who discovered Hackman and his wife's bodies. Is that the call? I think that's the call. The man who called 911 to report the deaths, as I'll get rid of this, of Gene Hackman and his wife. That's not, yeah, it's not. Excuse me. Said he knew that something was wrong with the couple and claims he tried to organise a welfare check before their bodies were found. This is an interesting revelation. Why would he say this? Is he covering for something? Is he trying to, that to me is a bit of an odd thing to come out with, isn't it? What's going on here? How do I get rid of this? God's sake, man. So annoying. Let me just make it big and then I'm going to try and click it off. Oh, that's doing my head in that. It's not going to let me. Oh, God. I need to. Someone help me get an ad blocker, will you? Can't make it big, I'm sorry. So this guy had been the contractor for 16 years. Now, let's not forget, this is the guy that said that he didn't know the address. He didn't know the. What about the story that he was writing? Yeah, again, we've got no proof though, Blackjack. People are saying that he was exposing them. They were saying that he was about to be named in the egg stain list. There is just so much. There we go. There's no evidence to any of it. So this is why I'm reluctant to cover any of it, because we just don't have any proof that it ever happened. Yeah, he didn't know the address, but he reckons he's worked there for 16 years. There's just contradiction after contradiction. Bailey, have you heard both calls that have been put out? So it says there that he stopped by their house after he hadn't heard from them in 2 weeks, having previously spoken to her every 3 days. Again, why is there no cleaner? Why is there no cook? Why is there no maintenance people? Why aren't family visiting? This is somebody who is 95 years old, extremely rich, and apparently had all these heart problems. So where was all the people who'd be in and out? We asked law enforcement for advice on how to do it. We started the process of a wellness check, he continued. We had to involve a family member to do a wellness check. They had to have an authorization from a family member. The 911 calls, Bailey, they're two different calls. They merge into the same, but they're the same voice, two different calls. They're both saying they're the same call. One was in Fox News and one was in the UK. We played it on both these streams that I've done on this. Didn't make any sense. So he's saying that he went to one of their family members to do a wellness check. They've spliced it. They've spliced the call up using AI. That's it. Oh, no, hang on. However, Kessler explained that they were unable to reach any members of Hackman's family, which was when he decided to go into the house himself. Now, this again has completely changed the story. All right. The original article said it was a pest control person who couldn't get in. So he went to the gate and said, "Can you give me access to this house?" And then he went and seen the bodies through the window. That is what they said. Then they said that the gatehouse man went up to the house and looked through the window and couldn't get in. And let's not forget as well that the door was open. Now, in the 911 call, both of them, he said, no, one of them says the door's locked and one of them says he doesn't know. But the door was open, ajar. Why was the door open? If you've got dogs, you would not have the door open for a start. I know, Susan. And you know, they've been holding the consultations behind closed doors on some of the most disgusting things they're going to do. And it's bad what they're doing here. They're doing what Canada are doing. Well, they're trying to anyway. Any MP that votes for that, shame on them. In theory, assisted suicide, in theory, if you are extremely ill, that there is a case for it. But what's going on in Canada and what they're going to do here is just a way of getting rid of people. Anyway, I'm going to carry on. So we couldn't get hold of any family members. We're in the process of getting hold of a family member. It was taking too long, that he told Fox. And finally, I saw the security guard. And that's when me and him went in. Now, he said he didn't go in. He told Daily Mail he wished he'd gone in quicker as he might have been able to save Jean or the dog. Hackman's daughter, Leslie, told Fox News that she had never spoken to Kessler before and she was unaware that anyone was pursuing a wellness check. Now, in the UK, anyone can ring a wellness check on anybody, but you've got to have good grounds. I've done it, as you know, once. And I had to give, reason for it. I couldn't just say, go and check on that person. I had to give reason and evidence for why I thought that. But you don't have to get a family member involved. Because what if someone's not got any family? Right. I'm just going to see if there's anything else that I've missed. Right, so this is Fox News. Probably going to end it here because I've been on longer than I wanted to be. I hope you're all okay. So, when's this? This is today, right? It is very likely that the Alzheimer's and the heart issues contributed to Gene Hackman's death. Fox senior medical analyst Dr. Mark Siegel gives his take on the latest details. It remains an open investigation more than 2 weeks after the award-winning actor was found dead, right? And his wife and the dog. Santa Fe Sheriff confirmed during a news conference that they already found answers to many pending questions, but they needed to wait for the loose ends. Now, Paul Morrow, a retired NYPD inspector and Fox News contributor, exclusively told Fox News digital investigators are working through the proper channels to make sure no stone goes unturned. Well, you didn't even get the dog right, so, you know. What's going to take a little bit of time in a situation like this is anything that involves a subpoena or search warrant work. He noticed that detectives are still likely combing through digital footprints from cell phones and financial records to ensure nothing is amiss with the Hackman estate. We consider this an open investigation until we close the loopholes of the cell phones, until we finish out with the necropsy results of the canine and the other loose ends that we need to tie up, it stated during last week's news conference. Officials later confirmed that Betsy died of a hantavirus, as we know. They discovered, we know about all this. As officials wait for the full toxicology report to be released, Morrow wondered if Betsy was being treated for the hantavirus by a medical professional, but we now know that she wasn't. Surveillance video caught on the last day was she was still alive at a CVS pharmacy around 4:20. They're still going with that she died on the 11th, even though she was seen alive at 4:20 wandering around. Toxicology reports still waiting to come through. Apparently, he doesn't know what this place is called, even though he walked past that for 16 years. You couldn't make it up, really. So this is just clickbait then, because there's nothing new in here. What's this about the kidneys? Hang on. Right, okay. Right, so it's just clickbait then. I thought that the cell phone results were out. Right, okay. I think that's it then. So we've had a full update. Don't think there's anything else that's important. I wonder how Sid's doing. I've not seen him for ages. There's a couple of other articles. Let me just see if there's anything interesting. What's this about the neighbours? Right, something about the neighbours here. Let me just see what this is. It's that cute bunny again. They keep putting the bunny on to distract me, guys. Gizmo's asleep. Mo. Need to get up soon, dude. None of this business of sleeping and then being up at 3 a.m. Right then, Gene Hackman death. Oh, for the love of God. Gene Hackman death twist emerges after neighbours issue disturbing updates. So now we know that the representative of the estate are trying to block the autopsy and the details from coming through. So a twist here. They're seeking to block the release of the autopsy and of the body cam footage. We know about this. So their home, prior to their deaths, they lived in the quiet life in Santa Fe. Their $3.5 million ranch home was located in a secluded, gated community, and the pair didn't want to be bothered, according to neighbours. Speaking to the New York Times, one neighbour said they have a gate and we have a gate and we just have never seen each other. Another resident added he wanted to be quiet, he didn't want to be bothered, and I don't blame him. So I wonder if hello, Alejandro. Hello, DJ Rockford. Hello, is that Lily? I'm just catching the chat now. No, it's not. Sorry. So this is what the neighbours said. Now, did the neighbours know that they lived there, or just that someone lived there? So Jean and Betsy didn't have a housekeeper to look after their property, and it had allegedly become a mess. Now, this is another thing I forgot to cover earlier. One source claiming that insight was shocking as they opened up on the situation. So the house was apparently in a horrific, dirty state. They didn't have a housekeeper or a maid. So it had beautiful things, furniture and paintings, but there was dog poop on the floor. The inside of the house was bad. Nothing had been dusted. Well, how does the neighbour know? She must have been in. Nothing was in the fridge. Authorities last week announced that Hackman died. We know about that. They've told us how to die, which we know. New Mexico's open record laws blocks public access to sensitive images. I do think it does infringe on transparency. We know this. I wanted to talk about the neighbours, but they're not going to tell us anymore. They do so much clickbait on these things, so they'll repeat the same thing several times and then give us the little bit of snippet of information. Right, what's this? Hang on. So I don't watch that new film yet on Netflix. We're watching it in soon. I forgot what it's called, with the robot in and that out of Stranger Things. What's her name? Millie Robbie Brown or Bobby Brown. What's this? Hang on. Right. This is what they wanted me to pay for in the Daily Mail. I found it, guys. Listen to this. You're probably bored of this now, and I'm going to go. I'm not going to cover this case again unless something else goes on. So until we get an answer or something really bizarre, I'll cover it. But you're probably all cased out of this now. Listen to this, guys, for those of you that are still here. This is really weird. So somebody that they know, it's too big now. Right. Chilling new Gene Hackman theory as a friend exposes. Was that away? Was that what do you mean? Was that away? Away? I don't know what you're talking about. Listen to this, guys. So this is a new theory that exposes Betsy's fatal decision. A disturbing new theory about Gene Hackman and his wife deaths has emerged as a friend of the actor have spoken out, and this is what they wanted me to pay for in the Daily Mail. I know it is. So this new theory says Hackman's business partner and friend of more than 2 decades. So this is his friend of 20 years that they were in the other story, yeah? Told the Mail online, which is that, and his name was Tom Allen. He was 75 years old, and he's the one that's spoken out. I don't think that she allowed anybody in the house, especially in the last 6 months, but she was little. If she fell, she would have a hard time lifting him, and it gets worse. Allen added that Betsy was so controlling of struggling Gene, so he's blaming her, that she kept him isolated, even though their huge 80 million fortune meant they could have afforded a 24-hour live-in care to help shoulder the burden. And also, where was the CCTV? You'd at least have it, the name of the movie. Oh, I forgot. Can't remember. It's number 1 on Netflix. And it's got Chris Pratt in it. So you'd at least have cameras in the grounds, wouldn't you? You'd have cameras in the grounds, who's coming in and out. You'd have cameras indoors as well. Not in the bedroom, but you'd have it in like the main rooms. They could have afforded it. She was going to do everything to protect him until he passed away. But she didn't expect to pass away first. as he speculated if Betsy's absolute goal of privacy ended up not being helpful at all. He added that the former classical pianist was determined to do everything herself, a mistake that may have proved fatal. So she is basically saying that she wouldn't have anyone help because she was controlling. His harrowing story is that Betsy's determination to protect her husband may have inadvertently caused her dear husband's demise, as he didn't stand a chance at survival following her death. Now, this is that footage, look, that we were watching. So this is drone footage. Won't let me go any bigger, look. No, we don't want to listen to that. Of the actual house. It's not letting me go bigger. There you go. So this is the actual estate, the gated community. And I think this is their house here. They had 3 buildings in there, but it was a huge gated community. Look how vast it is. Where does their gate community end and another one start? Because it's massive, isn't it? Does this not get affected by the wildfires then, guys? Oh, bugger off. Let's get rid of you. So, the pills as well. The pills are weird. So this guy here is blaming her for his death. Now, I don't know. It's just another thing. This guy's known him for 20 years. I do think that it's bizarre that they had nobody there. So at the moment, we have to leave it there, okay? So anyone that's just joining us. Hello, Stella. How you doing? The updates today are, if you see a video saying that there are tunnels and dead bodies underneath Gene Hackman's house, I call bullcrap. Hello, Timmy. How you doing, Timmy's Pitcoat? I'm just ending it. So just a quick overview. First of all, I debunked, and I still challenge anyone to send me evidence of these YouTube channels that I'm reporting for misinformation that are saying that Gene Hackman had dead bodies under his house. I'm seeing no evidence of this. It is just sensationalism, clickbait, making money off YouTube. And I think it's disgusting. His family should sue. And if they can't get hold of the channels, they should sue YouTube, because that's wrong. Okay? I know people don't get notifications. You're all right, mate. So I've debunked that, and I also call out anyone that's pushing that crap without any evidence. We've also found out that a doctor has said that the day after she allegedly died, she was on the phone to the doctors. So that throws the whole time what they're saying happened out the window. The estate lawyers are trying to block the autopsy release and all the details of that. Why don't they want us to know the details? We know the house was in a horrific mess. They had no cleaners, no maids, no nothing. So there is still lots and lots of weird stuff going on. He's left no money to his children. They're contesting the will, and it's holding up the funeral. It's a really interesting one, Timmy. The first half an hour, I do get a little bit on my soapbox because I'm annoyed at these channels that are making stuff up. Oh, thank you very much, close to 7. Yeah, literally, the things that the 701 bodies piling up, and there's all these tunnels under his house. You imagine how his family would feel seeing that, you know? it did pee me off. Timmy's pip coat. Yeah, honestly, Timmy's pip coat. Yeah, it's the picture of the coat. You should have a little Primark or something label. I don't know. Poor Timmy. I do like Timmy. He's funny. He makes me laugh. He's like the OG, isn't he? You know. Yeah, what was the saying now? My brain's gone again. Yeah, so I covered that and I debunked that. And then we just covered the latest because there's been quite a few weird things. So we're going to leave it there. What's he worth? Yeah, did you not? We found out earlier on in the stream, 80 million is worth. And his children aren't getting a penny of that money. They're not getting a penny of it. And they're going to contest it. But if he'd died, right, because she died a week before him, the money doesn't just go to who she wanted it to go to, it goes to the next of kin, which is the kids. I strongly suspect, and it is just a suspicion, I'm not saying this for definite, that there was foul play in her death. Not him, her. No sound. Oh, really? Oh, guys, I'm sorry. It's not good, is it? Penny's pip microphone. We need an account. Right, okay, guys. I've been on for longer than I wanted again, but there you go. That's just me. I don't know what happened then. I just wiggled the thing about. Sound is good, says DJ. I love you more, darling. Right, good night, everybody. I'll speak to you soon. I need to send you some food, but it's just, I haven't really had the money this last week. Audio is good here. How weird. So some of you lost sound. Hi, Kaz. Is that your puppy dog? Looks like a little chin. I said chin and Gizmo went, Bobo. It's on his back, legs out, everything. Stop wiggling. I'm not touching anything. I had a wiggle then and it come back. I'm wiggling your thing. Right, good night, guys. God bless. I don't know, you know, Stella. There usually is, but I really don't know. I need to watch some content. Good night, Bridget. Good night. Benet Sauce, lovely jubbly, Mr. Steve, thank you, Bridget Blaine, Rachel, Kaz, Blackjack, Lucy, Jan was here. I think she's gone to bed now. Oh, thank you, Timmy's Pipcoat. You might hear me getting a bit moany though. I'm sorry about the tunnels, but it's wrong. Close to 7. Thank you all. I really, really appreciate you for being here. And I'll see you. I don't know what night yet, but I will be on a couple of nights next week live. So just look out for notifications if you can. Very frustrating. And I'll see you all next time. Take care. God bless. Bye. Oh, thanks, Lee, as well. Lee's here. Good night.